Countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
All right, it's time for the VooDoo Chef podcast, where we will discuss all things voodoo from the VooDoo Studios located right here in beautiful Tampa, Florida. So to all my booties out there, if you're looking for nothing but a good time, this is the place to be. Call your friends, knock on the neighbor's door, and let them know it's time to party like a rock star for the next hour. Join me and my guests and learn to voodoo like we do as we discuss our faves and the voodoo that we use. I'll put our guests on the spot as we ask for their top 3, and make sure and listen as we discuss some of our favorite war stories from the kitchens we've worked in. Sit back, grab a tall glass of your favorite libation, and enjoy this episode of the VooDoo Chef podcast.
All right, I think we're good. Our chicken tenders are going crazy over there. They're just frying up golden brown. We're going to go ahead and start a mac and cheese. And, you know, rocket science over here. We've been going live without some volume. So it's time to turn that around. We're making a creamy skillet mac and cheese with Smokehouse buffalo tenders. Our tenders are down. We took the tenders, we marinated them in half and half with a squeeze of lime and a little bit of voodoo dust, and dredged them through some seasoned flour, 3-to-1, all-purpose flour and VooDoo Chef dust. Now they're doing their thing in the fryer. Once they're done frying, they hit that golden brown, they're ready to rock and roll. We're going to lift those up, and we're going to let those just rest while we make our mac and cheese. I'm going to go ahead and condition my pan. I'm going to get my pan hot, about a medium heat, so we can get this thing going. And the mac and cheese actually works pretty quick. We're doing a skillet mac, so it's not going to take long. When we do the skillet mac, we're going to start with our pasta already cooked. So you can do that in advance. You can do it a day in advance. Store it in the refrigerator. If you're going to do that, just coat it with a little bit of oil. That way it doesn't stick together and get all starchy on you. And then we're going to add all the yummy goodness, all that cheese. These tenders, man, looking amazing. Looking absolutely amazing. So, again, if you're out there checking out the Halfway Hangout, check in. Let us know where you're checking in from, what you're drinking, what you want to see us cook. And if you have any questions, just type them in along the way. All right, so them tenders are rocking and rolling. We're going to go ahead and get ready with this skillet mac and cheese. So keep an eye on that skillet. We'll keep flapping our gums, telling you what we got going. We're going to start with a little bit of chicken stock. We're just going to pour a little chicken stock in the bottom of this pan, and that's going to help us get this started. It's going to add a little bit of flavor, a lot of bit of flavor. And that's going to be our start. It's also going to help us reheat, keep the sauce thin a little bit as we reheat our pasta right in the sauce. We got to cream it out. And to cream it out, we're going to add some bechamel. Bechamel, one of the mother sauces. You know, taste it the first time, you're like, it tastes like thick milk. Yeah, it's got a little onion in there, a little nutmeg, and some people stud that onion with a clove. You do you, but it adds a nice little cream, and we're just going to go ahead and get that mixed together. And you can see what I was talking about, how that chicken stock thins this cream down a little bit, which is going to allow us to do a little bit of a reduction. That chicken stock will increase in flavor, and it gives us time to reheat our pasta right in our mac and cheese. I keep checking this chicken, make sure we're good. Can't have mac and cheese without a little Velveeta. So, you know, Velveeta mac and cheese, one of my faves as a kid growing up. We're going to add a little Velveeta to get that flavor, that little nostalgia flavor in there. Yeah, you can just throw this in there and let it cream out itself. That's fine. We're just going to go ahead and help get it started. Season this down. Now, we've already been using dust a lot, and you're probably saying, why do we use dust so much in our food? Dust is our all-purpose seasoning. You know, it takes the place of that salt and pepper sitting next to your grill, or reaching up in the cupboard and trying to find the pepper and it's out. So you got to grab that little box and refill. We use dust, and dust is, like I said, it's our all-purpose grill spice. Looks like this in the little jar there. I call it my scrambled eggs and filet mignon, because that's what I put it on. It goes on my scrambled eggs in the morning, it goes on my steak at night, and everything in between. Don't be afraid to use this. Don't be afraid to try it out. We say dust. You want to put a nice dust coat on that, you know. Coat that product, put a nice dust on whatever it is you're doing. And, oh, snap. That Velveeta. Woo! Live TV. All right, let's get this Velveeta in here. Get rid of this container. And I can, just by the sounds, our chicken's wrapping up over there. You know, when you cook, you got to cook with all your senses. And that chicken slowing down, doing its thing, getting a nice color on it. We're going to let it go about another minute and a half, and then pull it out. Remember, you have to know your cooking equipment. You know, the tabletop fryer, if you're used to working in industry, you know this. You come home, your tabletop fryers, they don't put out like your big industry fryers. So you just got to know your equipment, know what your equipment does and how to handle it. And the equipment's only as good as the cook using it. So keep that in mind. Don't just go by, well, the recipe said, because that's not going to do you much good. Guys, this is real easy here. Here comes the pasta. We're using a cavatappi, and we're just going to let this coat up and reduce a little bit. We talked about that dust being the scrambled eggs with filet mignon. We're going to go ahead and season this, and then we'll get a little taste on here in a minute. But go ahead and turn this up and get this fully coated, mixed in. I'm going to go ahead and raise my chicken up, let that set, let that drip off, let that grease just kind of drip off a bit. While this reduces down, I do want to remind you, you know, if you're interested in anything we do here, log on to our channel. There's no play. We do live. No cutting corners. We're doing the real deal. Check it out. Everything we do supports culinary education. And, you know, our industry's hurting real hard right now. So we got to do everything we can to support that. And if you're interested, VooDooChef.com. Check it out. All right, we got some people checking in there. If you're checking in, let us know where you're checking in from, what you'd like to see us cook, and we'll take care of that. Let's, while this is cooking down, our chicken's done. You can see this. The chicken stock's reducing. I do want to taste that. You do want to taste your product along the way. Make sure it's seasoned right. Make sure it's got the right flavor. The flavor you're looking for. We're Rockstar. Now, when you do the Velveeta mac and cheese, if you're doing that at home as a kid, and you're wondering why you're not getting that pool, that big cheese pool, it's because you have no cheese in there. We're going to go ahead and get some shredded cheddar in here and get this ready to rock. All right, now you're going to start to see this tighten up and start to get that pool. We're going to go ahead and slow that heat down as we get this mixed in. And now we're just going to cook this down to the consistency that we're looking for. That nice, thick, creamy mac and cheese that's going to give us that big cheese pool. And at the end of the day, that's what we all want, right? That big cheese coming out. I put in about half the cheese, and we're going to add a little bit more as we get towards the wrap up. I got this full on low now. And if you're just checking in, we are making creamy skillet mac and cheese topped with Smokehouse buffalo chicken. All right, this is about at the consistency I want because it's still going to continue to cook. It's still going to continue to absorb. The pasta will still continue to absorb that liquid. I'm going to move this off the heat real quick. Let that set right there. While that's setting, we're going to go ahead and get our chicken tenders and get them dressed. So we're going to drop our bowl here. We call them Smokehouse buffalo tenders because I like hot barbecue sauce. So what I usually do is I mix buffalo sauce with barbecue sauce. If I'm out eating at a restaurant, or I'm at a chicken wing spot, I'll say, give me the wings hot, but I also want you to toss in some barbecue sauce. So we're going to do the version that I do here at the house. We're going to take a little Smokehouse, VooDoo Chef Smokehouse, and we're going to add about 1.5 ounces, 2 ounces. Again, you do you. There's no rhyme, no reason, no right or wrong. You do what you like. Matter of fact, I think I want a little more. So behind that, we're going to heat that up a little bit. VooDoo Chef Firehouse, made with smoked habaneros. They're not really smoked. They're fire roasted. So we're going to get that charred smoked flavor without having to fully dry out that pepper. And we're just going to add some of this right to the barbecue sauce. What? And this is going to add that heat that I like. I added about a tablespoon. Again, you could do more. Sharing this with the girls tonight, so don't want to go too hot. Now, time to get our chicken. So we're going to just drop our little swirl. We're going to grab our chicken, put it right in there. And I'm not going to toss the chicken until you see the chicken. So there's that chicken. Fried up. Beautiful crust on it. Amazing. And this is just going to be so super yummy. So I don't want to throw the chicken. And the reason I don't is what you guys can't see is the camera here, the camera there. We're working in tight quarters here. So we're just going to flip these to make sure they're coated rather than do the big show. And now we're ready to go. That's simple. Time to get the mac and cheese back in the building. All right, guys, here we go. Like I said, time to get the yumminess in the bowl so we can enjoy this stuff. All right, you can start to see some of that cheese pull, but I think we want a little more. So we're going to go ahead, now that we're ready to plate, just add a little more cheese, get a quick mix on it, and then plate that up. So a little quick mix so that cheese is just barely melting in. Look at that. That looks yummy. All right, here we go. Mac and cheese right in the middle of the bowl. And, oh my. Look at that. Look at that. What you guys can't see is you can't see that chicken. That chicken is just smelling amazing. This stuff smells absolutely fabulous. And we're just gonna booyah. And then get that third one right there. Why not, right? Pour that sauce right on top. Holy cow. Now, I like to finish this with green onions. I told you we call it smoky buffalo, so I gotta have my blue cheese. And then if you know anything about VooDoo, we gotta have the bacon. Gotta have bacon. Always gotta have bacon. Guys, check this out. Look at that insanity. That is the creamy skillet mac and cheese with Smokehouse buffalo chicken tenders, and we finished that up awesome. You know what time it is now, right? You know what time it is now? I get to taste that stuff. I get to eat this stuff, and I wish you were here eating it with me. Kay, Carl, Andrew, anybody else out there watching. Too easy to make. We'll have the recipes up by the weekend. We're going to start with this chicken. The Smokehouse barbecue sauce. You know, if I told you, it's okay. It's fire, man. And when we add the firehouse, wow, my nose is already starting to run. Already starting to run. Now it's time to get that mac and cheese. And I mean, we got a pull on the cheese. You can see that cheese. The cheese just fell off. Get that full bite with the bacon, the green onion, the blue cheese, and the sauce dripping. Okay, I wish you would be right over. My nose is running, guys. I got to tell you, I wish you were here eating this with us. You could always be here watching us cook. You can be here with us in that way. We'll be back next Wednesday, 5 o'clock for the halfway hangout. Anything you want us to make, any ideas you got, throw it our way. Let us know, man. And if you want to cook with us, just drop us an email. We'd be glad to have you cooking live with us here. Don't forget, check out the podcast. If you missed it, you can find it on YouTube. Our YouTube channel is real easy, VooDoo Chef. Make sure you like, subscribe, heart, slash, I don't know what the hell it is. Just make sure and do it. Find those streams, find the podcasts, check them out. leave comments, do whatever it is you do. And check out the podcast live on Tuesday nights at 8 and Halfway Hangout right here Wednesdays at 5 o'clock, guys. Thanks for meeting us at the Halfway. We'll see you next time.